Hello there, everybody. I'm Mr. Game Pine. Welcome back to Let's Play Kirby's Dreamland 3. Last time we started up Sand Canyon, and today we'll ideally be finishing it. Hopefully. Oh boy, today we're gonna have to take on one of the toughest challenges in the game. It's not in this level, though. This level is a relatively reasonable challenge. Alright, but yeah, one of the challenges from the last episode was also kind of ridiculous. I'm guessing Rick would be over there, because things are typically fairly symmetrical in this game. But, yeah, I did the, little mini-game, you know, Hard Star from the last level, and, I did that off-screen. And it was really hard. It probably took me about 4 or 5 tries, and that was a very badly placed enemy because, gee whiz, I would have never seen that coming. And I don't like that kind of level design. I guess here we have a little conveyor belt, sending us in the right direction to go. The fire ability is not exactly good for attacking downward. I mean, it can attack downward at, like, far distances, but, not close by. It's no clean ability in that regard. Please let me jump. Okay, well, at least I got the health. That's definitely an interesting scenario that they set up there, where if you get hit by that enemy, you get healed for it. Also, I'm just going to lose the fire ability for now. It's not going to be especially helpful coming up. But yeah, this area, it has multiple pathways, and to get to Hard Star, you want to take the downward pathway, then the upward pathway. Okay, those bubbles completely missed. And there's going to be one more fork in the road up ahead. And it's the middle pathway. Yeah, last time, I was talking about concepts for animal helpers that I would add to the game. And I talked about my defense-based animal helper, Pincher the Crab. Pincher the Hermit Crab, that is. And so it's time to talk about the other concept for an animal helper that I came up with. Which, would be Chub the Capybara. And basically, while Pincher is a defensive animal helper, Chub is an offensive animal helper. He's a bit bigger than most of the other animal helpers. Oh my gosh, could you please? And he's also slightly faster, because he's really big, and so each step he takes goes a little bit further than normal. That said, he doesn't really have much in the way of special mobility, other than being slightly fast. Also, here we go, we collected a kid, and that's what we needed to do to get the Hard Stars level. And now we have a bunch of really bland level design, unfortunately. Just look at how many times the general setup repeats here within the next screen or so. But yeah, I guess this is the perfect time to talk more about Chub the Capybara. But, yeah, basically, one of Chub's things is that, you know, he's really big, but he's also immune to passive damage. So, you know how you normally run into an enemy, and maybe the enemy isn't really attacking, but you get hurt anyway. Well, Chub is immune to that. So, let's say these spiky guys that we've been running into, they're just walking around, you're immune to that. But, if they go into their spike mode, Chub can get hurt by that. This also applies to mini-bosses. If the mini-boss is just sort of standing there and not really attacking, Chub can jump on top of them to damage them. Heck, it could even apply to bosses, too. And on top of that, capybara are semi-aquatic creatures. While this doesn't really translate to increased aquatic mobility for Chub, it does mean that all of his copy abilities act exactly as they would normally, while underwater, thus making him better at offensive scenarios whenever in the water. And on top of that, one last thing to add to Chub's repertoire is that both in Dreamland 2 and in this game, there are certain blocks that can only be broken by certain copy abilities. In fact, it's more than those two games, it's kind of a staple of the Kirby series, really, but These games especially use it quite a bit. But Chub has the special distinction of being able to destroy any block type with any ability, thus allowing him to take pathways that other characters wouldn't really be able to. With this set of abilities, Chub would be able to access a lot of different areas and be really useful in a lot of situations, making him an upgrade in most combat situations. However, Chub doesn't have any kind of extra jumps. He doesn't have any wall climbing abilities. In fact, his normal jump height isn't even all that great. It's about Rick's jump height, which is slightly below average. Thus, he's a little bit difficult to get through certain areas. He is pretty fast, so if you can manage to handle all the platforming with him, then you can get through things pretty quickly. But if you're not that great at all the platforming, he can be pretty tough to use. After all, this game doesn't often provide a whole lot of enemy-based challenges. It's mostly platforming-based challenges, if nothing else. Or maybe puzzle-based challenges. But still, regardless, I feel like Chub would be useful to the group as a whole, and would complement the original set quite effectively. Also, for this level, we need Choo Choo. So I'm sorry, Rick, but you're going to be left behind. But yeah, basically, I think that the concepts of Pincher, who I described in the last episode, and Chub could really help, make the game feel like the animal helpers are really useful. Beyond just, oh hey, I need this animal helper for this heart star. It's, hey, I want to use this animal helper because they're really useful for this situation. And for this level, we really only need to bring Choo Choo to the end of the level. So it's not really imperative that we get any particular copy ability or anything. That said, I am on one hit left, so it could be very likely that I do not make it. Never mind, I got Pet Brew. And I believe this side also has Pet Brew, yes. And that said, I'm going to grab the Cutter ability, because Choo Choo's Cutter ability is interesting. Also, I need the Cutter ability here to get to progress, so yay! But yeah, animal helpers typically come in sets of 3. You have the original 3, you have the Dreamland 3, and I have described 2. So yeah, and I'm only going to describe 2. If you feel like you could come up with another animal helper that could properly complement Pincher and Chub, go ahead and put that in the comments, because hey, I'd like to see it. We have the patron saint of offense and the patron saint of defense, so who goes well with that? I don't know. But maybe you can decide, dear viewer! Also, here we have an instance of us actually using Choo Choo's wall climbing, or ceiling climbing ability, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be able to make it through that part. We'd be basically screwed, because Choo Choo can't jump enough. But it's more like a downside of this particular character than it is an upside to them, unfortunately. Because if we were just Kirby, we could just fly through there. Anyway, here is Choo Choo's best friend. And we get the Heart Star. Yay! I need that. Well, at least I got something. But, that said, ease is going to be gone now, because we're going to the last level of Sand Canyon. I'm not even going to bother getting Rick for this level, because we're not even going to be able to use him for that long. Also, I guess now you can see what it's like running on sand without Rick. It's pretty slow. Yay. Yeah, this level is one of the hardest to do things in, to like, get the Heart Star for. It's one of the most complex challenges the game has to offer. And we're almost there. Also, this sand we're running normally on. Nice? Yeah, here we have a pyramid. And inside of it is going to be annoying. So, you know, we just have sort of like some balls dropping from the ceiling over here. It's not really much of anything too problematic. Not yet, anyway. If I die, I'm not really too worried. I don't really need choo-choo up ahead. That said, the background is pretty cool. And there we go, I died. Yay! Okay. Oh, please let me through. Your invincibility time is like nothing in this game. Alright, so now we're underwater. So there's a variety of rooms here that we can go to by using this little guy to launch us in various directions. And we're going to need to go to the bottom room very frequently. Alright, so let's see here. Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna need the spark ability, which is this guy. And next I'm going to need to go down here, because we have 2 rooms down here. And one room leads to one set of animal partners, and the other room, as one might expect, will lead to the other set. And right now we need Kine. Alright, now let's see here. So yeah, Kine, Spark Kine, he's still helpful. One ability in Kirby's Adventure was the light ability, and it could light up dark rooms. And that's essentially what Kine does here, with this ability. And we need that for this. We need to tell which door we are going to go through. So that one's the left door. I'm pretty sure these doors are the same every time, so if you just memorize the pattern, you don't need to do this anymore, but, you know, it's not a bad idea to have the pattern, you know, to just bring in Spark Kine, because, hey, they give you everything you need right before this area anyway. And there we go! This is the first part of Rob the Robot. There's like 5 or 6 parts. And we need all of them to get the Heart Star. Alright, let's see here. What do we need? Alright, so next, we still need Kine. But this time, we're going to need a different ability. We're going to need the Parasol ability. So let's just get rid of this guy, because he's kind of annoying. And get this dude. So yeah, previously I mentioned that Parasol Kine can float downwards. And we're going to need to use that fact up here in a second. Alright, we need the lower right corner. And we need to hover. And we've brought Kine over to this other side. And in here we have a strong current that we need to go past to get an arm! An arm and a leg. I mean, I guess we sort of collected a leg at this point. We collected Rob's base, which... Rob doesn't have any legs, but if he did, that's where they would be. Alright. So, what do I need to get next? Alright. So, I'm gonna ditch Kine now, because I don't really need him for what's next. And I need to go to the top of the room. So yeah, this screen is going to be scrolling upwards. Notably, you can't drop through the red platforms, but you can drop through the blue platforms. Remember that. And up here at the top of the pyramid, we just sort of find Rob's head. And now we need to go back down. If we had an animal helper, they would increase our width, and thus the precision that we would need to pass through these blue platforms. But we don't have an animal helper, and that's how I recommend doing that section. Alright. So, let's see here. What do I need next? Ah, yes, okay. I need the top right room, and we don't really need an animal helper for this part. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I need either the left or the right door. Very good. So, now we're going to be presented with two enemies that have copy abilities. We always need to take one, and then use it, if we can. Doesn't seem like I can actually use Cutter here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. I was able to use Parasol, that's good. Let's see. Using Spark would probably be easier of the two. Yep. Always take a copy ability. Ice and Needle are basically the same. I haven't really used Needle at all in this series because Rick's Needle ability is terrible. So I'll just use that this time, I guess. And can either of these really attack upwards? I guess I'll try Stone first. Yep, it can. And there we go. Rob's... I couldn't even tell what section of Rob that is. Mid-section. It's Rob's mid-section, apparently. Alright. So, let's see here. I need the stone power-up conveniently, but I also need Coup. So, let's go down here. Oh, yeah. The Cutter enemy, like, goes really ridiculously far. I mean, I lost the stone ability, but that's okay, because this guy also gives me the stone ability. Yay! And I'm also going to take this other pet brew over here. Alright. Time to grab the owl for, I believe, the first time. There we go. Okay. But this part is hard. So we're going to have to go into the bottom left corner now. I believe this is the last piece that we need of Rob. But it's also the most dangerous piece. Okay, there we go. I did that safely enough. But yeah, there's an endless pit down there, so you can pretty easily die from this. There we go. That was a little bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, I need to open up that hole down there so you can bring Coup through this area. Safely. I died many times. And of course you need Coup because there's an air current there. And at this point I'm just sort of going to leave Coup behind. Because I believe that I have all the pieces. Yep, I do. So, now, I'm just gonna go grab Rick. That's not the direction that Rick is in. And what ability do I want for Rick? I will take... I think I'll take the fire ability. Fire Rick is pretty solid. Here we go! It's hamster time! We haven't had enough hamster in this world. Always need more hamster. Wait for the Cutter enemy to do his thing, because man, that goes forever. And here we go. This is actually the exit to the area. If I wasn't going for 100%, I could have just done that from, like, the beginning, pretty much. But I am going for 100%, so I couldn't do it from the beginning. Fire doesn't even get stopped by these brick, spiky block things. There we go. So, yeah, that was a very intense challenge. But hey, at least it has some nice relaxing music. Oh, that's a shot, so can't beat that. Nope. Got hit! Yeah, it's just a bunch of shotzos now. Nice. Oh, I'm getting hit again. Okay, that's nice. But there we go! Rob is complete! And notably, you do have to do it in that order because he builds Rob in that order. I'm pretty sure that he'll end up messed up if you do it otherwise. Oh no, the maximum tomato's all the way over there? Oh, I did it! I just had to wait until Rick's eye closed. That was it, that was the secret. So, max health, hamster power, let's go into the boss. It's Con and Pon. I believe they're a Tanuki and a Kitsu. I think. There we go. Yeah, the fire ability is pretty good for this battle here. Because you can tend to sort of like sneak up behind them and hit them anyway. Also, they have their little children like running around as well. There we go. Yep. Just get the backburn on them. This is Team Fortress 2 right now. I'm using the Backburner Rick. It's not like the Backburner Pyro, but he's a hamster, so he's even better than normal. Okay, seriously? Seriously? Just let me get my thing! Oh yeah, I can jump on these guys. I forgot about that. Yeah, now one of them is dead, so that's gonna help out a lot. I'm just gonna, like, spit this at him. Come on. Come out of hiding. Actually, no. I'll have him run into me with firepower! There we go, that was good. Let's be where the heart stars are all aligning. So now it looks like they're circling around me, except perspective. Perspective doesn't actually make it look like that. Oh well. There we go! And Sand Canyon is complete. And Rick is adorable. But next time, things are gonna get even tougher. Because now, we're going into Cloudy Park. Nago left Kirby behind. Anyway, with that said, I'm Mr. Game Pie, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!